The true power of the gods has been revealed. With some of the Shinjutsu that has been inherited by some of Amado's cyborgs, it would be crazy to imagine that Otsutsuki Shibai is still alive and in the world. Because even if Shinjutsu is split into several cyborgs created by Amado, we really can't underestimate that power. And what if it's all possessed by one person who is said to be a god? This is really insane. But if we talk about Shinjutsu, believe it or not, if some Shinjutsu will be awakened by some cyborgs created by Amado. But in addition to the cyborgs created by Amado implanted by Shibai cells, do you believe it or not if Boruto also has Shinjutsu? Oh yeah, today is my day. The explanation of 7 Shinjutsu and others will be revealed here. And besides that, there are some cyborgs that have a high possibility of awakening new Shinjutsu. And again, this will sound reasonable because this explanation is based on information in chapter 13. But before that, please like guys. Thanks. Let's first talk about Shibai Otsutsuki. He is said to be one of the Otsutsuki who managed to reach the level of God by eating a lot of planets in this universe for thousands of years. In Boruto's story, Shibai no longer exists in the dimension of Boruto and the others. He has been in a higher dimension and left his body on Earth. And because of that, his body has been kept by Ishiki and used for his benefit. In chapter 13, you must have known the information if Ishiki asked Amado to create several cyborgs by implanting Shibai's cells in all of them. And as a result, the cyborgs made by Amado have the potential to awaken 1 or 2 Shinjutsu that were once mastered by Shibai Otsutsuki. Although it is confirmed that each cyborg is not 100% going to inherit Shibai Otsutsuki's cells, but it is also not 100% that they will forever not get one of Shibai's Shinjutsu. And after what Kashin Koji said, maybe with the situation and conditions, there is a possibility that some of Amado's cyborgs will awaken or have other Shinjutsu. And here's the explanation about Shibai Otsutsuki's Shinjutsu. The first Shinjutsu is Sukuna Hikona. This is the first Shinjutsu introduced to all of us through the character Jigen. Jigen got this power from the karma of Otsutsuki. It is a power that can shrink the user's body and any object except living beings. Ishiki or Jigen often uses this power to shrink himself and the Black Rod. This power cannot be underestimated at all. Even Sharingan Sasuke's eyes that have inherited the Hagoromo chakra are completely able to see the rapid movement of the objects shrunk by Sukuna Hikona. And besides Sukuna Hikona, the second Shinjutsu is Daikokuten. This is an ability that allows one to place people or objects in another dimension where time does not run or spin, and therefore the user has free access to come and take them back at will. We are also shown that a user is able to enter the Daikokuten dimension to walk and see objects or living beings that they have stored there. Originally, it was Ishiki Otsutsuki's jutsu, but now Kawaki has inherited it through his karma. And the third Shinjutsu is Tsumeato, or the claw mark. This is an ability that allows the user to teleport to the Tsumeato they have created. Wherever they create the Tsumeato, it will not disappear. The user has no limitation to go wherever they want through the Tsumeato. And because Amado had modified this Shinjutsu with a mixture of code blood, this made it possible for Tsumeato not to be absorbed using the power of karma. It should have been possible for this Tsumeato to be absorbed using karma, but Amado managed to modify it. In the anime story, Tsumeato can be used to move the opponent's attack, but this has not been confirmed in the manga story. In addition to being able to move places, Tsumeato can also be used to break the tail of 10 into several Tsumeaka. But from several other things, Tsumeato can also be used to move objects or other living things to the Tsumeato that has been created. But to move it, the user must touch the object or living being so that they can move with it. And this is the same as when Hidari wants to bring Sarada through the claw marks. And it turns out that the fact that Tsumeato can still be shrunk using the power of Sukuna Hikona is not with karma. For example, during the final battle of Boruto and Kawaki, when Code wanted to escape through the claw marks, Kawaki used Sukuna Hikona to shrink the claw marks, and as a result, this made Code unable to move using the shrunk Tsumeato. And besides Tsumeato, the fourth Shinjutsu is Senrigan. This is a dojutsu that can be used to see and hear everything in the universe. Ida uses this power like a surveillance camera in various corners of the world. The user is also able to see the past up to the year in which they were born. Perhaps if the user is Shibai, he can see until there is no limit. This dojutsu cannot be used to see the future, so it can only see the past and the present. And besides Ida inheriting Senrigan, she has the others as well. And the fifth Shinjutsu is Zeno. Users can use this in the process of world creation, a type of programming to create absolute willpower to make things happen. This power affects all humans because human consciousness is connected through their chakras. This power will also have no effect on Otsutsuki and its users, and a fact that Boruto had explained information about this power. Apparently, when someone affected by Zeno is told about this power, they will immediately forget the information in the next few days. Any memories that have been altered by Zeno will also continue to be regarded as facts that they cannot ignore. So, in order to get out of Zeno's influence, one must not rely on their logic at all. And those are the two Shinjutsu possessed by Ida. The sixth Shinjutsu is Reflection. This ability makes the user able to reflect all attacks and evil intentions directed at the owner of this Shinjutsu. For example, when Kawaki thinks of hurting Daemon, what he thinks is directly reflected to his own body. In fact, Kawaki did not actually attack Daemon directly, but because only by having evil intentions what Kawaki thought could be reflected. The seventh Shinjutsu is Jippo. This is the ability to see various possible future paths. It is different from the future vision seen by Momoshiki. Koji's Shinjutsu is more complex as he can predict the possibilities of what could happen in the future. He also knows which ones have great potential to actually happen. So far, we have not been told to what extent Kashin Koji can see the future. Is it unlimited at all, or are there limits? Because otherwise, he should know that Boruto's jougan can be used to protect planet Earth. So with that, maybe we can conclude that Jippo must have limitations. Those are the 7 Shinjutsu that we know so far. And from the explanation of the Shinjutsu that has been revealed, which one do you think is the most overpowered? But if we talk about Shinjutsu again, believe it or not, if there is still a big possibility that some of them will get or awaken the Shinjutsu Otsutsuki Shibai. The first is Daemon. He has the opportunity to awaken the second Shinjutsu he has mastered. Ada has previously shown us 2 Shinjutsu abilities. If Ada has 2 Shinjutsu abilities, then Daemon should be the same. If you saw the meeting between Code and Daemon, Ada had asked Daemon to keep one more ability secret from Code. So, therefore, this ability should be revealed soon. And for the next one, maybe you'll debut this. But believe it or not, if Boruto is the one who will have a great chance to have Shinjutsu powers. Do you believe it or not if Jougan is a Shinjutsu power? So far, Jougan is only known to be able to see multiple dimensions. There is also the potential that Jougan can open a gap between dimensions that makes the user able to switch dimensions by utilizing the gap. And besides that, it is likely that Jougan is able to close the possibility of Momoshiki to possess his body. Maybe simply that this ability has good control to control the power of Momoshiki that is in Boruto's body. And when Boruto uses his karma, Jougan can also feel the negative chakra that his opponent has. Then what do you think? Apart from Daemon and Boruto, it is possible that Kawaki is a person who has the same opportunity as Daemon. In the early episodes of the Boruto anime, we saw Boruto say that he didn't expect Kawaki to be this strong. That is, Kawaki is already very different from when Boruto met Kawaki for the first time. And therefore, it can be concluded that Kawaki has gained a power that makes him equal against Boruto. The possibility of the power that can make Kawaki balanced is the emergence of new Shinjutsu power in his body. The fourth character is likely to be Delta, because Kashin Koji has explained to us that he can evoke Shinjutsu even by accident. And therefore it means that Delta also has the same possibility. We'll just have to wait for Amado's confirmation. What do you think? What kind of jutsu will Delta have? Maybe so far as long as she is with Kawaki, Delta hasn't really been in a situation that makes her really close to death. But if in the future she is on the verge of death because of fighting Shinju, is there a possibility that Delta will awaken Shinjutsu like Kashin Koji? What do you think, guys? Oh yeah, and maybe that's a complete explanation of Otsutsuki Shibai's Shinjutsu that has been inherited by some of Amado's cyborgs. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.